What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. I have a lot to tell you guys about this week. I've learned about a lot of stuff in crypto, so there's going to be a lot of videos coming soon here. We're going to be talking about CashP today, a drip clone. I'm going to give you guys my full honest opinion, my full review of this thing. Is it going to be sustainable? Is it something that I'm going to dump a bunch of money into or not? Well, I'll reveal all of that by the time this video is over. Now, if you guys are familiar with drip clones, this is still going to be a valuable video to watch because they do have some new features in here that I'm going to explain and that you guys can kind of compare and see if this is something that you think will last the test of time. Now, those of you who are patrons, there's a couple of bonuses that you're going to be getting. You're going to be getting a lot of my videos a little bit early now because I have a lot to produce in the next couple days, as well as access to things like airdrops from things like CashP and Zombie Network. In fact, I believe one of my next videos, I'm going to be doing a 20 zombie token airdrop to those of you who are patrons, as well as just people who bought into it. CashP is going to be the same thing. Patrons, as well as just people who are using me as a referral, are going to get benefits for being a part of the team. So we'll talk about how all that stuff works right now. Let's get straight into it. So first of all, what is CashP? CashP is also called Cash Printer. This is a drip clone with innovative new features. Are those features enough? Well, we'll talk about that in this video. So some of the basics for this thing, first thing that you should know is that CashP is on the Phantom chain, right? So it's not on Avalanche, it's not on Ethereum, it's not on BNB, it is on Phantom. And it is the first drip clone on the Phantom chain. It uses its own token called CashP, and what you're going to do with that CashP token is you can stake CashP to get a daily return of 2% daily. Now that's not 2% daily forever, and then the token price goes down to zero in a couple days. But we'll talk about kind of why this thing is sustainable if you guys are unfamiliar about how drip clones work. Now, you can purchase CashP directly on the website in the place known as the bank. So this is what the bank looks like. Now, again, keep in mind, these are just placeholders. So all the numbers here are not reflective of what CashP actually is because this thing is launching pretty soon here. It's not launched yet. So the numbers there are placeholders. But I'm going to give you guys a lowdown on how to join this thing. Maybe you're watching this video in the future and the thing is already launched. I'll give you some instructions on how to join up with CashP if this does seem appealing to you. So this again is the bank page. The first thing that you're going to do if you do decide to jump into here is buy CashP tokens. And this should only be able to be done here on the bank page. So if you spend, I don't know, 50 Phantom and you get 50 CashP tokens for doing that, it'll tell you kind of how much you're going to receive for that 50 Phantom. You can change your slippage amount to make sure that your transaction doesn't fail. And the same case goes with selling your CashP tokens. Now, one thing to note here is there is a tax applied on buys, sells, and a bunch of other stuff within the system, which is a very good thing because it helps make this thing sustainable. And I'll explain that over time if you're confused about why there's such a high tax on the buys. They also have a chart here. This is one of the main features that people request on these types of clones. So they will connect their chart to their CashP token as soon as it launches. So let's go ahead and move on here and talk about some other things mentioned on the website. So I talked about that 10% buy-in fee. It has a max supply of 1 million CashP tokens. So that 1 million CashP tokens, again, it's not printing itself to death. This tokens will circulate, and I'll explain that soon here as well. Now you get paid for a total of 180 days or 360% total. And that is dependent on that tax pool, which is the next point here. What you're getting paid out with is not coming from tokens printed out of nowhere, but what you're getting paid out from your referral commissions, as well as your daily payout, your 2% daily, it's coming from that tax pool. So like I said earlier, there's 10% buy, 10% tax on sales, 10% tax on buys, etc., etc. And all of that's being recycled into the system for people who are already staking in the system. So let's go ahead and go to the ATM tab next, and I'll explain how the ATM tab works. All right, so this is what the ATM tab looks like. And again, all of these are placeholders, but it'll give you the information that you need to see at first glance, how much CashP you have available, how much you deposited, how much you've earned, your max payout, all of that stuff. Now, the first thing that you want to do if you want to actually start using CashP and generating 2% daily, plus airdrops and all that other stuff, is go down. You're going to actually skip this part right here because this will not work. Let's just say you bought 50 CashP and you try to deposit. It will not function for you. The first step that you have to do, hopefully they fix this on launch and put this page first because people might get confused from that. But the first thing you're going to want to do is on the ATM page is scroll down, click on join the cashier. Now, I'll leave a link in the description for my cashier address. You can join any cashier address that you want, but this is going to be the person that is going to give you airdrops, drip you airdrops over time, and help build the team out so that you can earn faster from here. Now, I'm doing some pretty hefty airdrops over on the Zombie Network. In fact, one of my next videos, I'm going to be doing a 20 blood airdrop to all of the people who have signed up underneath me. I believe that's somewhere around the realm of $160 for everyone who's underneath me. So similar case here. If you join a good team, you're going to get a lot of good airdrops. If you join a bad team, you might not get as many airdrops, but either way, you're still going to get that 2% daily, so it's not that big of a deal if you do end up joining the wrong team. Now, again, my team address is going to be in the description if you guys want to go ahead and do that. So go ahead and click on something right there, put an address in there, and update. And then once you've updated, the next step is to input your CashP here. Now you can start earning 2% daily. So let's just say you bought 50 CashP, put in 50, go ahead and hit that deposit button. Boom, you are beginning to earn 2% daily, and you are also now eligible for all airdrops from here on out. Now, you must have a minimum deposit of 1 CashP, and a 10% tax is charged on all deposits. So 10% tax on buys, 10% tax on deposits. You're already at 20% right now. You might be saying, where is all of my money going? But again, the reason why that is there is so that that 2% fee and those referral commissions can be paid without destroying the price of the token. Now, let's go back over here to my notes to make sure I didn't forget anything. This is a different feature from Drip and a lot of the other clones that we've seen right now. There is a 0% tax on compounding. Now, that might be a good thing, that might be a bad thing, might help with sustainability or hurt sustainability, but nonetheless, you might be thinking that it is a good thing because 0% tax on compounding. Let's go back to the page so I can show you guys here. When you click on this fill up button, instead of it charging you another 10% to withdraw that out to your wallet, by compounding, you don't get that 10% charge and you start earning more faster. So that's kind of a cool feature, in my opinion, right there. We'll see if it works out nicely. But this gives you an overview of all of the fees that you're going to be incurring when you're using the system. Again, 10% on buys, 10% on deposits, and when you do decide to sell, let's just say you decide to claim and sell that CashP, 10% tax on sells. Now, claiming, when you actually do a withdrawal from the system, so let's just say you have 50 CashP staked and you have some available to withdraw or to claim, when you click on that claim button, that is considered a withdrawal. So what does that mean for you? You will get taxed on that depending on how much you have staked in the system. So what does that mean? Let me show you guys. If you have a chunky amount staked in the system, let's just say you have 1% of all the tokens staked in the system, you're going to be getting a 5% tax on your withdrawal. If you have more, maybe you have 5%, maybe you're a giant whale, you're going to be taxed 25% on that withdrawal. This is an important feature in these drip clones so that you don't have massive dumps. Let's just say you have, big whale number 3. And big whale number 3 did a giant withdrawal and said, I'm done with CashP, and sold all of his tokens, which was 5% of the supply. Everyone's going to get hammered from that. That's not the case with CashP and a lot of these other drip clones because they're going to be taxing them 25%. So in that case, what big whale number 3 might do instead is compound or do smaller withdrawals or just affect the system a lot less from doing that. Now that's actually double good because big whales, when they do eventually withdraw, they will be hit with that big tax, and that big tax is going to help pay us all out more with smaller amounts in here. Moving on, so referrals. So those of you who are interested in running your own referrals within this system, it requires a minimum, that? It requires a minimum of 10 cash P to be staked. So instead of one, you need to have at least 10 cash P. You also need to have a separate casher token. This is another cool, different feature about this platform. If you guys are curious about how this is different from Drip, I do believe that this is a little different from Drip in this way. Basically, the way that it works is if you refer two people, you need to have two casher tokens. It's sort of like the NFTs in Zombie Network, and it works like that. So Casher token is different than Cash P token. Casher token is only for people who would like to do referrals, right? So if you're referring 3 people, you're going to need 2 Casher tokens. 5 people, you need 3 Casher tokens, etc., etc. You guys can see the chart here. Basically, if you're a really, really big promoter, you're going to want to get a lot of Casher tokens so that you can refer a lot more people. And if you're referring people without Casher tokens, you won't get any of those referrals. All right, so that kind of wraps it up for CashP. I'll give you guys my final thoughts right here on the whole thing. And this is my honest review. Currently, this is a bullish concept. I mean, you're seeing a lot of other drip forks come up. We've talked about Zombie Network. There's things like Splassive and a lot of others that have been cloned in the past couple of weeks here. And it reminds me a little bit about when Olympus DAO came out. That was a huge, huge, rapid growth. A lot of people got rich off of that. Time Wonderland was a clone. Cleamo was a clone. There's a lot of other clones, and they all did really well at the start. However, this is a downside that comes with the upside. Even though it is a bullish concept, and a lot of these recent, quick clones will do well in the beginning, you do have the law of diminishing returns, and this is the case with any crypto project that has ever existed. When it gets cloned over time, there's just less money to be made from those people. Either like everyone jumps in on it at once. There's just a lot of reasons why the same concept rehashed over and over and over and over again yields less results over time. So are we at that point right now where it's not worth it to jump into here? I don't know. I can't tell you. Only time will tell. But do keep that in mind that eventually that will happen. I mean, we won't have drip clones forever. Eventually, there will be a time where people will look for something different because it's not profitable anymore. Now, the next point is it is twice as aggressive as drip. Now, that can be a positive, can be a negative. It means it might die twice as fast as drip, but it also means you might be able to get your ROI plus profit twice as fast as drip. Now, I don't know which way it's going to turn out, but that is a point that you have to consider before jumping into this. The next point is we've seen many rugs and exploits recently, particularly of the drip clones, or exactly what we're talking about. So that is something to be wary of. These guys aren't 100% KYC. You can go and follow their Discord and their Telegram. They're trying to do stuff to ease people's minds about rugs and exploits. But I mean, on the same deal, ruggers and exploiters are going to want you to be confident in their projects before you join them. So it's kind of hard to really give them credit on that until we actually see the thing working over time. So, that aside, if this thing is not a rug or an exploit over time, there will be fair earnings for early birds. I do believe that the way that this system is set up, and with the taxes and with the way that you can't withdraw your deposit, all that stuff, I do believe that it is poised for growth for people who I don't think that this personally, I don't think this project and these clones have been out long enough for people to really just milk them super early. So that is my kind of full honest review of CashP. Will I be jumping into here? Me, yes, I will be jumping into CashP. I will be having my own team. Obviously, you see the address and stuff below once this thing does launch. But at the same time, I am not going to be dunking all of my money into CashP because I do know eventually Drip, CashP, Zombie Network, they will all fall because that's just the way that it works with these projects like this. Now, how fast will it happen? I don't know, but I'm crossing my fingers that this thing is not going to be a rug or an exploit, and I'm putting in a reasonable small amount of money just to mess around with and hopefully reap the rewards from. And again, even if you're not referring people, I do believe that these types of contracts can give you a positive return in a short period of time, provided nothing catastrophic happens. A big asterisk right there. That is everything for today, guys. Now, again, check the description below if you want to figure out how to join this thing. Maybe this thing has already launched by the time you're watching this. If not, definitely stick around in my Discord channel if you're a patron so that you can get the latest updates as well as things like airdrops if you join my CashP team and information about other similar projects and other different projects that are coming out soon. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.